Hi everyone, Jamie Dunbar here. I was recently talking with my dad about the state of dog training these days. And to be honest, he's kind of worried about what's going on in the world of dog training. So much so that he's heading back on the road to give some new seminars. Here's the first part of a conversation I had with him about the importance of focusing on real, measurable results when it comes to training a dog. If you'd like to see if Ian will be coming to a city near you, click the link in the description below for a full list of all of his seminar dates and locations. All right, let's get to it. So, Dad, what is results-based dog training?
Well, apart from being it's dog training that gets results, obviously, it's that we measure these results. So when we're teaching cued behaviors, for example, we know what percentage likelihood there is that a dog will respond on a single command. So we actually cue the behavior and then we calculate what I call the response reliability percentage. And so it all comes down to requests and responses. We request the dog to do something, we'd like the dog to do it following a single request, but of course that never happens. Comprehension or even response is never absolute. You never had a dog that knows nothing, you never have a dog that knows everything. So we want to know how well the dog comprehends our instructions and the likelihood it will respond.
Why do you think results-based training is so important?
Well, it should be obvious. If we're training a dog to do something, we want to check that it does it. And this is something trainers don't do. If they're not cueing a behavior, they can't check the response reliability. And so they really have no idea how well their training works. I mean, testing that your training works should be concomitant with actually training the dog. Test, train, test. And so we think, wow, in 10 minutes I increased sit stay, say, from an average of 10 seconds up to 30. To me, testing what we're doing is everything. It provides us with a very accurate benchmark of how well we did, which now motivates us to want to do better, to find even better ways to train the dog quicker, easier, more effective.
So is results-based dog training the same or different from science-based dog training?
Well, it depends how you define both. To me, they're the same. I train, I get results, and I measure those results, I quantify them to produce data, facts, oodles of data, and that is science. The other thing we need to define is what type of science. If you're saying my training is based on research studies, well, yeah, I would still ask the question, how well does it work? Because the science of computers teaching rats in cages is a very old science that actually has little to do to people. Big difference from computers in terms of consistency and timing, teaching dogs off leash, even at home, let alone in the park. And so I would say it's science-based dog training if you are testing a baseline before you start training the dog, then you train the dog, and then you test the same test to see how much the dog's behavior has changed, hopefully improved. I'm a great believer that testing and training should be concomitant. They occur simultaneously. So we are always proving that our training works. And we're also offering proof of the speed of training, which is very important for pet owners. They want it done yesterday. And I think we're the trainers, we should accommodate to their requests.
How would someone make their dog training results-oriented, results-based?
Take notes, video yourself, quantify everything. Like if I randomize sit down and stand, and I ask the dog sit, down, sit, stand down, and I video it. How many commands did I have to use or request to get the dog to perform each body position change? So we accurately know which things to work on to make him reliable on everything. If we're teaching stays, we measure their length. There would be two types of stays. Stays until the dog breaks, measure that. and stays until you release the dog, a real stay. Recalls, time them. So basically, test, train, test. And then you can scientifically test whether the results are the results you want. You quantify the results.
So you've been using a rewards-based approach to dog training for a long time. What have you learned in terms of the best ways to train a dog?
Well, there are many best ways. That's the first thing I've learned. There are probably 6 most commonly used reward-based techniques. I use all 6. Most people use just one. They become like one-trick ponies. So I primarily use for everything, starting with puppies or starting with geriatric dogs that are new to training, lure reward training. And that's going to work usually with 90% of dogs very quickly to teach cued commands. If that doesn't work, I switch to weight and reward training, which is tailor-made for like out of control, over the top, rambunctious, rumbustious adolescent dogs that don't give you the time of day. Well, before they know it, they'll be doing long sit stays and looking up at you, looking into your eyes with admiration, because that's what you've trained them to do. I frequently use shaping techniques for long duration behaviors, like say stays. So for example, we simply delay giving the food reward. So a dog sits quickly, good dog, treat. We repeat that, we get a rapid response. Then what we do is we delay giving the food reward for a second. And then we go sit and delay for 2 seconds. And then 3, 5, 6, 8. And so now the food reward is rewarding what? A quick sit and an 8-second stay. So I have these progressive criteria required for reinforcement. So it's a shaping process. Then I'll use like positive prompting, especially thigmotaxis to solidify stays, sit stays, down stays, and especially stand stays. So this is the only time I have my hands on the dog. And then we have the 2 auto shaping techniques. Regular auto shaping, like you do with a stuffed Kong. You stuff a Kong with food, give it to the dog, and what does it do? It trains the dog to lie down for lengthy periods of time, calmly, quietly, and it makes the dog into a chew toyaholic. Okay? And then we have electronic auto shaping that teach dogs to settle down quietly within 30 seconds, and it knocks out severe separation anxiety in a couple of days. Hey, turn on the machine, put the kibble in, and your dog will get trained to do anything you want. Recall on cue, lie down, roll over, whatever you want it to do. The technology is all there now, and as soon as people hop on it, there will be hundreds of these electronic auto-shaping devices.
Okay, I would love to learn more about what makes lure reward training effective and why you like it so much, but I think we might have to save that for another interview. What do you think?
I think so, Jeremy.
Okay, well in that case, thank you very much for taking the time to chat about this. I'll see you again soon.
Well, thank you for asking me the questions, and thank you guys for listening.
Thanks for watching this video. If you'd like to see Dr. Ian Dunbar in person, here's a list of his 2024 dates and locations in the UK and US. And if you'd like to learn more about these seminars or purchase tickets, there's a link in the description below. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.